Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you doing today? You're welcome to ICT class. Today we are going to be learning types of computers. We have different ways by which computers can be classified, but today we are going to be classifying computer according to their type. So we have three types of computer. We have the analog computer, we have the digital computer, and we have the hybrid computer. So talking about the analog computer, this is a type of computer that works like those measuring instruments. It works like those instruments that are used to measure quantities. For example, your weighing scale that is used for measuring the weight of fish. If you go and buy fish now, you are going to see different scales that they use to measure fish or turkey or even chicken. So if you look at it, it has a pointer. So it has a kind of pointer. So it changes quickly. Immediately you place it on top of it. So that's an example of analog computer. It's a kind of computer that works like those type of instruments that we used to measure quantities like electricity. The ammeter has a pointer. So if the ammeter is used to read or detect an electricity. So if it detects an electricity, the pointer quickly moves. So this type of computer it works like this instrument that we used to measure electricity, which is the ammeter, weight of objects like the weighing scale, the voltage, the voltmeter, which is used for measuring the voltage. So examples include car speedometer. You must have seen a car speedometer. It's normally on the dashboard of a car. If you place your hand on the steering, you are going to see it. It looks like this. So you're going to see you see a pointer like this. So you see there. So it's normally on the dashboard of a car. So when you behind the steering, so that's the car speedometer. It's used to measure speed. So this car speedometer is an example of analog computer. We also have the voltmeter, which used to measure voltage, the weighing scale as well. All these are what analog computer. On the other hand, the digital computer. Digital computer is the kind of computer that works on data that is represented in an orderly form. This orderly form is known as what? The discrete values. And discrete values are also known as the decimal numbers, such as 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. So instead of this, this works on these discrete values. So example of digital computer is our digital wristwatch. If you notice, we have two types of wristwatch. We have the digital and the analog. The analog is that one that have pointer. Why the digital is those one that you only have, you see something like this. Maybe you have 9 o'clock to represent like this. So this kind of picture that shows like this is known as digital wristwatch. So it's a form of digital computer. So we also have the hybrid computer. This type of computer is the type of computer that processes the features. It has both features of analog computer and digital computer. In a nutshell, a hybrid computer can be used to measure quantities like electricity and so on and so on. It can also be used to measure it also works on discrete values like 1, 2, 3 and so forth. So it has both features of analog and digital computer. So a very good example is the mobile phone. Now let's go down to the uses and application of computer. Number 1, education. Through the use of computer now, we don't need to stay in a classroom. Anywhere we are, we can learn. We can learn online through the use of computer, which has aided education. it has facilitated a better education in the country. You can see as at now, we are not saying, but we are communicating through what? Through the computer. So, also health and medicine. Through the use of computer, there are a lot of computers that have been introduced into the health sector, which used to detect different ailments, different diseases. If you want to go for a test now, we use a computer to analyze blood samples and so on and so forth. Even to check x-rays, we use computer. So computers are very necessary in the health sector as well. So for science, it's useful for research in science. Science is basically research. So we use computers for what? To make research about science. Also in business, we use computers for business. Most of us, if you go to the banks, not only banks, almost all business uses computer to work. So also recreation and entertainment, we use computers for the entertainment sector and in this recreation sector like sports. So you have to copy these notes in your notebook. If you have any question, please feel free to ask on the platform, and we have to submit on Friday, like those weeks. So if you have any question, please do ask.